Understand this. We are looking at a false narrative. What we should be concerned with is not the bombing going on in Israel, because they brought that on themselves when they bomb Palestinian schools, hospitals, and refugee camps, and they were committing genocide. So understand this. These people are getting what they deserve. They have been a plague to humanity. They have been parasitic. We should be asking ourselves, how many Palestinians are left, and how are they being treated? Israel was starving the Palestinian people, starving them to death. Israel was starving them to death. Before I even think about Israel, I want to know what is going on with the Palestinian people. You see, once again, the rich oligarchs are controlling the narrative. They want us to forget about the crimes against humanity that they have committed. Netanyahu is an international criminal. He is a criminal. He is no better than Adolf Hitler. He is no better than Adolf Hitler. And they voted, and the people of Israel voted for him, just like the people of the United States voted for Trump. And now we want to get rid of him. Now we want to get rid of him. You see, both of these men are criminals. One is an international criminal. The other is a national criminal. And MAGA Republicans, you deserve what you get for voting for a felon. See, you want the people who voted for, Israelis, MAGA Republicans, Latinos, Asians who voted for Trump are no different than the Israelis who voted for Netanyahu. You're being punished for the evil that you have committed. You are being punished for the evil that you have committed. Don't blame anyone else. At least the Israelis were guilty, period, because they wanted this genocide. But the Americans who voted for Donald Trump, well, we knew this man was a felon before we voted for him. And you decided to trust a felon. But birds of a feather flock together. So I have no pity for you. You need to learn your lesson. You need to learn a lesson. And I have no pity for you, because justice should be blind. Justice should be blind when it comes to dispensing justice. When it comes to dispensing justice, justice has to be blind. And the perpetrators of evil must pay for the evil that they've done. And if you put your trust in evil, you deserve exactly what you get. What do you expect to get from evil but evil? But knowing this, expecting to get evil from evil is what you expected to get. But you did not expect to reap what you have sown. You did not expect to reap what you have sown. Now let me explain something to you. Israel said that they were the greatest nation in the world, and the United States was the second greatest nation in the world. Israel is delusional. They are a welfare nation. They are a welfare nation dependent upon the United States. That's all they are. They are delusional. You see, they have fed themselves the lie that they are God's chosen people. And they are not. Because if they were God's chosen people, they would not have been guilty of committing genocide if they were God's chosen people. I have said many times that Christianity is satanic. And it is. You see, the Vatican, or should I say, Judeo-Christians, were the colonizers and enslavers. Now, why am I telling you this? It's because there is a connection between the Jewish state of Israel and the United States and the Vatican. You see, it was the Judeo-Christians who enslaved and colonized. And they are the usurpers of African ethnicities, of African culture. They tried to hijack African spirituality, but they did to an extent, but they are not of the blood to where they can totally understand it. But the Jews in Israel are supported by what country? Who supports the Jews in Israel? America. And America is supposed to be a Christian nation. And you look at NATO. NATO is supposed to be Christian nations, Judeo-Christians. They are the oligarchs. They are the oligarchs. And see, World War III is about defeating them. World War III is about defeating them. Look at what Trump is doing to the citizens of the United States. Look at what he's doing to the citizens of the United States. See, and Trump told you, vote, I'm not a Christian, but vote for me anyway, if you pay attention. But see, some people, you only hear what you want to hear. He told you he wasn't a Christian. But see, evangelists, racist evangelists, tried to make him into a Christian anyway. Even though they knew he wasn't, they voted for him anyway, out of evil, out of greed, out of hate. But understand this. There's a saying that I want you to listen to. Before the eyes can see, they must be incapable of tears. Before the ears can hear, they must lose their sensitivity. Before the voice can speak in the presence of the masters, it must lose its ability to wound. And before the soul can speak in the presence of the master, its feet must be washed with the blood of the heart. This is a spiritual saying, and it has to do with justice. And what I mean by this is Do not feel sorry for what is happening to Israelis, to the MAGA Republicans, because this is what they have sown. And eventually you are going to reap what you sow. And I am not going to cry for you, because that would be a disjustice to the people that you have harmed. Before the ears can hear, they must lose their sensitivity. Once again, we're talking about justice. And what I'm saying is, there must not be any bias. You must not be biased when it comes to justice. You must not be biased. You must be sensitive to the truth. Before the lips can speak in the presence of the masters, it must lose its ability to wound. And what I mean by wounding is, stop telling lies. Stop lying. Stop lying on people. The United States had said that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. That was a lie. The United States is saying that Iran is trying to build nuclear weapons. And they said, and they've been saying this for the last 30 years. They've been accusing Iran of building nuclear weapons. They said 30 years ago, they said that Netanyahu said 30 years ago that Iran, if we don't attack Iran in 6 days, they will have nuclear weapons. Iran acquiesced to the lies. And the IAEA stated that Iran was not developing nuclear warheads. And if they were, they would have developed them, according to Netanyahu, they would have developed them 30 years ago. And before you can stand in the presence of the master, your feet must be washed in the blood of the heart. And what this means is that the heart is full of desires. The heart is full of desires, greed, lust. These things must be washed from the body. These things must be washed from the body. And we must learn to reason intelligently. Reason intelligently. Not be moved by the heart, which is emotional. There is a place for emotion. But understand this. Love is non-emotional intelligence. Love is non-emotional intelligence, because you need non-emotional intelligence to issue justice. True love is non-emotional intelligence. And you need this to maintain, you need justice to maintain order. Order is godly. Evil creates chaos. Now, the same people, oligarchs, are rich people. They have billions and billions of dollars. They control how we think. This is why Trump wants to defund NPR, National Public Radio. He wants to defund television, NPR. He wants to defund our ability to see through their lies. And see, we are in World War III, but World War III will not be complete until truth becomes the light. World War III will not be complete until truth becomes the light, because we can't make correct decisions based on lies. We can't make good decisions, the right decisions, based on lies. Because lies do not add up. They create chaos. Truth adds up. You see, that's why we have all these false narratives. And understand this. Iran wants to wipe out Israel, period. And remove them so that they will never harm any country in the Middle East again. But understand this, in doing so, they have to take out oligarchs. Got to take them out. They have to be removed. That's just a fact of the matter. And that is according to Yahuwah, Jesus. A rich person has as much chance of entering the kingdom of heaven as the camel has of passing through the eye of a needle. Then I look for in Wikipedia for the eye of a needle. And you know what rich people have put in there? A barn door as the eye of a needle. And I talked to some people and they say, well, Jesus made a barn door. No, he didn't. But they fell for it. They fell for it. Because human beings, we must control the narrative. The narrative must be based in truth. And nobody, no individuals or group of individuals should be in control of the narrative. And truth must be verified. I mean, it's time for us to wake up. And the reality of the situation is whether everybody wakes up or not, spiritual people are going to wake. The time, evil's over with. Evil's time is over with. Their time is over with. Because they're in the middle of spiritual warfare. And there are spiritual beings that are leading people right now, but there are other spiritual beings who are being held back. There are spiritual beings being held back because once these beings are released, those who must pay will pay. Those who must pay will pay. So I'm gonna leave you with this. I told you I am that guy. And I told you, everyone, all my subscribers, a year to a year and a half ago that Israel will lose. And I told you why. I said that, and I told you Ukraine was going to lose, and I told you why. I also told you to stock up on food. I said this particularly to the Hebrew Israelites, to say the Lord's Prayer, and then memorize Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd. These two scriptures will protect you from danger. I also stated to eat as the Bible instructs you to eat. Do not eat pork, shellfish, fish without scales. And I think this is in Leviticus. But if you go to my channel, all you have to do is when you click on my channel, you'll see the video that tells you how to protect yourself. And then there is a natural antibiotic that you can make that will, that along with exercise and a proper diet, will prevent you from getting sick. And for those of you who want to be spiritual masters, then you would have to read the Kabbalion. Read the Bible, but use the Kabbalion to understand the Bible. But understand this. The spiritual war which we are entering in the age of Aquarius is the one that started many, many years ago. The have versus the have-nots. That is the war. Understand this. All the resources on this planet should be owned by the states. Should be owned by the states. And those resources should be distributed equally to the people. Some will have a little more than others based on the fact that they work hard. But then under no circumstance should any individual be homeless, starving, and having to pay for education and health care. That is a sin. That is blasphemy. That is an abomination. It's an abomination to be buying water. It is an abomination to be buying water. There is no way there's no way on God's green earth that people should be buying water. Makes no sense. And then some of the water isn't even that they're selling you. Some places just take it out the tap and put it in a plastic bottle and sell it to you. And then the plastic bottle is in. If that bottle gets hot, it puts poison in that water that you're drinking to maintain your health. See, understand this. The last thing I want to say. What goes on in the same people that are committing genocide in Gaza to the Palestinian people are the same people that are taking your homes, that are the same people taking land from the MAGA Republicans. They are the same group of people. They are the same group of people. But see, this is why Yahshua told us to be our brother's keepers. We need to know what's going on geopolitically. And by geopolitically, I mean all around the world. Things that go on in Africa affects us in America, affects people in Europe, affects people in Asia. This world is one living organism. Everything in this world is connected, just like the human body. Your liver affects what goes on in your heart. Your pancreas affects what goes on in your liver. We're all connected. The earth is an organism. Think of the earth as an organism. And we, and human beings, we are the brains of this organism. And we must maintain it so that we can survive. And any people that causes other people to suffer and to die for nothing is attacking the body of the earth. They are attacking the body of the earth. And when you have a world full of people who have the ability to think, but we are being fed the truth, that is like having a tumor, a small tumor in your brain. And it starts to affect people more and more and more. And this tumor affected the MAGA Republicans. And they have become diseased. Within them, they're an organism in the mind of the planet Earth that has become infected. So understand this. Think of the oligarchs as a parasite, feeding off the rest of the body. And as MAGA Republicans, and as these MAGA Republican farmers lose their land and everything, then they become a sickness within the body of humanity. And then the next thing you know, we'll just have, we need people. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. We need people. Love is not emotional intelligence. And it is wise that we become our brother's keepers. And it is wise that we do not allow people to feed us lies. It is wise that we stop this homosexuality crap that produces nothing. 2 men on an island cannot reproduce. 2 women on an island cannot reproduce. This is common sense. This is common sense. And forget about trying to run around and be happy. Be satisfied. We are to be satisfied. We're not supposed to be running around happy all the time. We are supposed to be satisfied. And right now, nobody's satisfied, not even the rich, because they're worrying about staying rich and creating problems for other people. They don't live in the real world. But anyway, I'm going to end it here because I didn't intend on going this long. But those who find this interesting, hopefully you'll stay to the end. With that, God bless us all.